Hello and welcome to Live Wire Markets. My name is Chris Conway. On today's episode of The Pitch, we're talking about developing healthcare opportunities. And to do that, I am joined by Adam Thompson, who is the Development Director at Real Asset Management. Adam, welcome.
It's a pleasure. Thanks, Chris.
Adam, what are the key factors and considerations for selecting a suitable site for healthcare development?
There's many factors, Chris. One of them, accessibility. So that's location of the site, access for people to get to it, public transport, airports, universities, and public transport network. Demographics is a big player in the site selection. Population growth, population density, and also percentage of population that have public health insurance.
There's so many factors there, Adam. Just a follow-up question, if I may. How are you making these decisions in a practical sense? Are you just collating all this data and crunching it, and then you've got your own sort of secret recipe that you use to put it all together?
A bit of both. That's a good question, Chris. We do have a secret sauce, and we do have many factors we pump into our special model and our special feasibility model, and our experience in delivering healthcare property over the last 15 to 20 years is our secret recipe.
Rising construction costs, they're through the roof. How are you guys managing them, particularly in commercial healthcare development?
It's a bit of a hot topic at the moment with all developers. We've got a good set of strategies to mitigate cost escalation and fight that inflationary environment that we're currently in, specifically in healthcare. It's very expensive building healthcare developments. Some of the strategies we put in place, we get contractors in early, so during the design phase. Even before we've lodged our development application, we've got them in there doing a check price. Concurrently, we get a quantity surveyor involved. So they're an external consultant to come and evaluate our design and give us an accurate number on what the likelihood is to construct that 2 years into the future.
Right, okay.
So yeah, we do all our budgets, we get a builder on board, and then we know exactly how much it's going to cost at the end.
You've talked a little bit about relationships, Adam. Why are they so important in developing those relationships with your operators?
Partnering with operators is critical to adding value and ensuring our strategic growth for our sites. Without the operator, we don't have development at all. So partnering with them is critical in understanding their business, who we've got going into our developments, and ensuring the viability of the development.
Just a follow-up question, if I may, Adam. It's a bit of a cheeky one. What are some of the more unique requests you've had from operators over the journey?
Some of them like to develop themselves. Some of them like to construct their own fit-outs.
Right.
We allow them to do that in certain instances, as long as they've got the experience and the knowledge to do so. And then we set up our agreements and our contracts and our AFLs and our leases to cater for that.
Adam, can you talk us through an investment that you've made recently that crystallises what we've been talking about?
We had a great investment in Nunda in Brisbane, where it was an existing half-through construction Class 5 building, which is an office. This opportunity came to us. We came along, had a look at it, and evaluated the Class 5 for a conversion into a mental health hospital. One of the buildings suited a mental health hospital very well. We went then out and got one of our key tenants. They had a mandate for in that location, so then we procured them, and then they've entered into an AFL to fit out a mental health hospital.
Adam, can you just talk us through a little bit about the planning process and what it takes from a day-to-day practical sense to get one of these projects up and running?
Planning is a very important regulation to analyse for each site. So each individual site will be under a different planning scheme. It'll have different zoning controls, and it'll have different overlays. So that can include heritage, flood, fire, all those sorts of things. So some opportunities don't have the ability to convert to hospital, as an example, or a mental health facility or a medical facility. On top of that, then you've got the building regulations, which are even more stringent for a healthcare development. And on top of those, there's a third layer, which not many people understand, is the Australasian Health Facility Guidelines, which each individual hospital operator has to comply to for their fit-out. And it's over and above the building regulations and the planning scheme. So it's quite complicated. Analysing each site with all those regulatory bodies is very, very difficult.
And that's no doubt some of the IP that you guys help your partners work through.
Correct, that's the experience that we've got to deliver them.
Adam, thanks so much for sitting down with
Pleasure.
Livewire.
Thank you.